Welcome to Big Little Stories. I'm Ivy Sharmatz. My guest today has built a multi-million-dollar legal tech company while also building her family. Colleen Joyce is the CEO of Lawyer.com, where she is not only helping millions of people access legal representation, she is also redefining what the path to success can look like. It's one of my favorite types of stories to tell. Colleen, thank you so much for being here. It's so nice to meet you and have this conversation with you.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
So we talk about your incredible success. You are a thought leader. You are a disruptor. You are a sought-after speaker, a CEO of a multi-million-dollar company. But there was a time when you were a young student and maybe it didn't look like this was going to be the path that you followed. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So listen, we all have different paths that we take in life to get us to where we are. I had a bumpier path to get here. I wasn't a great student, and I'm sure there are many people out there that can absolutely relate to that. But that didn't stop me. I kept pushing. I kept trying to find where I belonged. And it took me some time, believe me. My path wasn't, boom, graduate high school, graduate college, get a job, right? I was a little bumpy trying to find my way. But when I did, I went in big, and I'm happy with where I landed.
And I know that when you were younger, you there was a part of you that wanted to be a CEO. That was a dream of yours to be a CEO, but a guidance counselor tried to derail you from that. Is that right?
Yeah. So I look up to my mom a lot. She's an entrepreneur. She's a CEO herself. So I was like, done. That's what I'm going to do, right? Not knowing how truly difficult it is. So I went in one day to the guidance counselor and I was like, oh, this is what I'm going to do. And she was like, well, maybe you need to set your sights on something a little bit more realistic. And I used that, right? And funny enough, I still remember that. I have no idea who that person was, don't really care.
Right.
But I love being the underdog. I love being counted out and then coming in big.
So then take me through the path then, because you go to college, you work as a nanny, right, to help yourself get through school. And I read somewhere that working as a nanny actually helped you build the skills you needed to, be the CEO of a company and have employees. You tell me about that.
So true, right? Being able to manage a home allows you to really understand how to multitask, right?
Yeah.
Like, good luck getting 2, 3, 4 kids out the door with breakfast, with lunch, all in an hour. I mean,
with clean clothes, right? No breakfast on their shirts, right?
Right? Like, did we brush our teeth, right? Like, it's like those little simple things. This morning I have a 6-year-old, and it was like, okay, she wakes up and it's like the timer starts.
Right.
You have 1 hour to complete this mission of getting you to school.
Yeah.
And I think, being able to multitask, being able to manage time, those are all really amazing skills that you're able to use in your business world as well. So I do like to view that as the foundation of, okay, I managed a home. Now I can go and see if I can manage a workplace.
That's amazing. When you were done with school, I don't know if I'm skipping around too much here, but then you were at Popstar for a while, right?
Yep.
So talk to me about that. That was, that was a while ago, but was that sort of the entree into the tech world for you and the internet?
Yeah, absolutely. I started working for our parent company, which is a domain development company. And we had a lot of great domains, right? Couple.com. I was playing around with that, doing arbitrage. And what I learned was, okay, we have all these amazing brand names. Why don't I take one of them and start my own business? So I started popstar.com. I love pop culture. And these were the days of like Perez Hilton was in his absolute prime, right? So I was like, I can do this, except the one twist is I wanted it to all be positive because there was so much negativity and just grossness out there in celebrity culture that I thought, okay, I have a better chance of getting bookings if I'm clean and nice.
Right.
And it helped, right? I was getting interviews I never dreamed of, going to premieres, red carpet events, thousands upon thousands of views on my articles. And it was a lot of fun. But what we learned was it was very difficult to monetize content, right? And that was when you run any business, it's okay, great. Here's an idea. I can make it work. Is it making money? Right. And at the end of the day, you got to make money in a business.
Well, and you had content that was real content too. You had interviews with like Oprah and these big names. So the idea of having a hard time monetizing that almost doesn't make sense, because if you're doing interviews and you're getting great interviews, it feels like you should be able to
It
make
is,
money.
but it was such a different world back
Yeah.
then too, right? And yes, you can get thousands of views, but if you're just getting AdSense clicks,
Yeah.
okay, maybe you're making 100, 200, $300 a day. You're pumping out 10 articles. You have a team of writers. You're not generating the revenue in order to have a, even break even business.
Yeah. I want to get to lawyer.com, but first, what is it like being a woman in this space? Because when we talk about technology and the name, we use the name tech bros, right?
Yeah.
So what is it like to be a woman, creating in this space?
Yeah, I will say, so I've been with the founder of our parent company for a very long time, and it's two gentlemen. And since day one, they've treated me like an equal. I have only known that in the workplace, and I've tried to emulate that through every person that we bring onto the team. So I have been very fortunate in my journey to be supported, not only supported to say, hey, go out there, try it. And when I come back and I'm like, I made a mistake. Okay, great. What did you learn from that, and how are you going to make it better? It's been truly an amazing environment for me. And I know that is a little unique. So I could be a tech gal with all the tech bros, and I'm loving it.
I read an interview that you did not that long ago, and someone asked you for some good pieces of advice. And I wrote this one down because I am going to use it. I will give you credit for it every time I use it. But you said community scales faster than competition.
Totally.
Can you? I love that so much. Can you talk to me about what that means and why that's such a foundational principle for you?
Yeah, so we've been very hard building the business. I had my head down, building product, marketing, and something was missing. And about 2 and 3 years ago, I picked up my head and I thought, I need to be part of a community. And that's what we did. And everything we do is we try to organically do it. So we're out there networking and meeting people. And I truly think together we rise faster. Yes, we are competing. Yes, we're still chasing the same dollar. But wouldn't you rather a small piece of a big pie and all share in that? And I truly believe that that's been a pillar of our success as of late.
So what is lawyer.com? Who is it for?
So we run a double-sided market. So we help consumers find lawyers. It's a free service. It's a great service. Within minutes, you're going to find an attorney who's going to be able to help you, at least talk to you. Then on the other side is, because we run our own business, we know how to grow and scale. We take those principles and we go to law firms and say, hey, let us help you grow by using our tools, software, platforms.
When you talk about helping people find an attorney, where did the need for that exist? Like, what was the problem that lawyer.com solves for?
Yeah, so it's actually interesting. It very organically it happened. So we own the domain, we threw up the directory, and all of a sudden people were calling us. I remember the first phone call I took was from an American couple on a sinking ship in Italy called the Costa Concordia.
Oh my gosh.
They called, I answered, and I was like, I literally have no idea what I'm going to do. But then I thought, well, why don't I go search for maritime attorneys and see if I can get you in touch with someone? And then a mom called and said, hey, I need custody. I said, okay. So very organically, the consumers were coming to us saying, hey, I need a lawyer. I'm coming to lawyer.com. Can you help me? So in the early days, we were manually matching, kind of trying to figure out what we were doing. And then we sat back and we said, hey, listen, we have the real opportunity to help people right here, right? Yeah. We can act as this middleman, this matching engine that connects these two parties. And it's hard to find a lawyer. It truly is. So the fact that it's a free service out there, it's one of the best parts of our job.
And it really does help make legal representation more accessible to people who might otherwise have a hard time navigating that process. Why is that so important?
It's hard. Listen, I'm not an attorney. I have worked in this industry for 12, 13 years, and I still don't understand. I know enough where every time I call a lawyer. So just imagine somebody who's in legal trouble and they don't know what to do. They come to us. Now, again, we're not going to give you any legal advice,
Sure.
but we'll walk you through the process. Say, it's okay. This happens. We talk to people. Let us get you in touch with a lawyer who can help you, right? And that right there, that access is really valuable.
It's the access, but also it's sometimes when you're in a situation and you don't know what to do, knowing that there is a trusted source that can just help guide you in the right direction automatically makes things feel a little bit better because you don't feel like you're doing everything in isolation and just out on your own.
Absolutely. It's scary. Believe me, I've needed a lawyer myself. And I was like, I literally don't know what to do. So I called lawyer.com and
Yeah.
I was like, someone's got to help me. And I talked to a few lawyers and then I felt a little bit more comfortable. And then I was able to think clearly and then make better decisions as a result.
Yeah. And from the attorney's side, they like it because you're helping them match with clients that are for them.
Yes, right. That's our secret sauce right there.
That's amazing. We're going to take a very short break. We have more with Colleen when we come back. We'll be right back. So, Colleen, in the matchmaking that you're doing between clients and attorneys, what have you learned is the thing that makes for a successful match between an attorney and a client?
Yeah, I think one is you have to be quick to respond because when I'm calling, it is the most important thing to me and I'm available, right? Those are those two factors and we call it kind of speed to lead. I think the most important factor is jumping on that phone right away and what we call stop the shop. Stop the person from then calling the next lawyer. I will admit I am an impatient consumer and I want everything immediately.
Sure.
But I'm not alone. So what we really try to do is encourage both parties to jump on any opportunity. Now, it doesn't mean that that's going to be your lawyer, right? But you need to act fast, especially in this world today.
Well, and especially, and I am going to be embarrassed to admit this to you now, but I apparently am doing it anyway. With AI, I mean, I have used AI to review very low-hanging, low-risk legal document just because I wanted to see, is there anything in here that I'm missing? It's not very risky. I just want to make sure everything's okay. Where maybe 5 years ago I would have called my friend who's an attorney and said, "Can you look at this?" Now it's like I don't need to bother you. I just do. Where do you think about that? I mean, that can't be a good thing, or is it?
So this is what we tell, and I strongly believe this. AI is not going to replace lawyers.
Sure.
Lawyers who are using AI will succeed. The lawyers who aren't using AI, yeah, they're going to get replaced. They're going to get replaced by the lawyers who are using it.
Yeah.
So, I think we're at a point right now where so many lawyers have actually adapted to using AI responsibly
Sure.
with guardrails, right?
Sure.
And they're doing it because it helps their client. So why wouldn't they do it? But they need to at least be trying and putting themselves out there. A couple years ago, there was a law firm that got into some trouble because they used ChatGPT for their lawsuit. And everyone was up in arms. But I took a different stance because I said, they're trying, right? This technology is out there to help make things better. They tried. Right? They didn't know that there were hallucinations. I don't think anybody did at that point.
Right.
So I think a big key part of that is use it with responsibility and some very strict guardrails.
Isn't that kind of what technology is all about? I mean, you're a leader in the tech world. You kind of, everything is new at some point, and you have to try something at some point. So how do you, when you think about the future and you think about technology and you think about not just lawyer.com, but just in general, how do we figure out how to responsibly try things? Because we want to be ahead and look toward the future, but also, do the right thing.
Yeah. It's funny. We have a slogan around here called ready, launch, fail. Again, all responsible. I think the best thing to do is to try everything and to see what sticks. AI is moving at such a rapid pace right now. We
Yeah.
joked yesterday. If we gave the whole team 3 months off, they would come back 3 months from now. They would not be working on one single thing that they're doing right now
Wow.
because of the speed of how quickly things are changing.
Yeah.
So, my best advice from a technical standpoint is try everything. Use what's out there as building blocks. Don't try to start everything from ground up, because that doesn't exist anymore, right? We are currently just model jockeys managing all these different LLMs right now,
Yeah.
and that's the future.
Yeah. I mentioned when I introduced you that you built this company while you were building a family. We talk so much about the struggle of the juggle, but how do you? That's, by the way, Cyndi Lauper. I stole that from Cyndi Lauper. How do you manage that? And is there a secret sauce that you figured out?
Nope, no
Okay.
secret sauce.
All right.
Have not figured it out. And if anyone has, please call me.
Yeah.
No, I think, I'm very, very fortunate to love what I do. I don't view it as work, right? I get to create, I get to have fun, I get to be with people who inspire me. And because of that, I'm able to be very fulfilled and enjoy what I do. And when I go home, I have a beautiful home life. So I don't have to like segment out, this is work, this is home. That doesn't mean that I don't sit in my car for a half hour and decompress. But we all have to find those little things that just allow us to do what it is that we love. And I love being a mom and lawyer.com just equally. I truly do.
Yeah. But there is something about sitting in your car and decompressing. I don't know what it is. Like, we all do it. We don't talk about it, but we all do it. What is it? There's like, just go into the house.
Quiet, right? No, I know. And then it's like, they know I'm home.
Yeah.
And sometimes she'll appear in my car, knock, knock, knock. And what are you going to do? You're going to open the door and embrace and be happy. But that solo car time, man, nothing's more valuable.
There's something, it's like golden time for some reason. But I feel like, even just from talking to you, I feel like your experience in the way you've built your career, your experience as a mom makes you a better CEO and makes you a better leader. How do you account for that? What is it about your path to this point and your role as a mom that makes you the leader that you are?
Yeah, I think I am who I am, sometimes unapologetically, and I do what I feel very passionate about. And I've been very fortunate that it has taken me to where I am. And if I can show my daughter anything, it's that you can do both, right? Mommy doesn't go to work because she has to. She goes to work to show you what's possible. And I love that message.
Yeah, I love that too. That's awesome. And you said your mom was a CEO, so it's like a generational CEO, which is amazing. What kind of company did your mom have?
So my mom's in the food industry. So from day one, she has been a boss, and I've learned everything from watching her. And now I look back and I think, raising 3 children, I have no idea how you did it, but please keep inspiring me.
That's amazing. When you think back to the girl who was sitting in the guidance counselor's office, and the guidance counselor said you should think about another career, maybe not be a CEO, what would you say to that girl now?
I'd say stick with it. Show them. Stick it to her.
Yeah. I love that. I love it.
I mean, really, at the end of the day, yeah, like, look at me now, lady.
Yeah, but I do think, I think what you said is so true, that it's those moments where people doubt us that we feel like, okay, that's fine. Watch.
Yeah. Right.
Watch.
And believe me, it happened many times, right? I'm sure it still happens where it's like, who does this chick think she is?
Yeah.
And I would say, just wait and watch.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now we got to ask, you did popstarlawyer.com. Is there are you thinking about other areas in the future?
So lawyer is my baby. I want to see this through until as big as we can grow it. We have such amazing opportunity and momentum right now. And our goal is to take it to the moon. So I'm not going anywhere.
It will be interesting if we have lawyers on the moon also. So that's interesting. Can't imagine what the hourly rate for that will be, but okay. We end each one of our shows with something we call 3 big little questions, and we do them rapid fire just as a way to get to know our guests better. Okay, so the first question is, how do you get yourself out of a bad mood?
It's a very good question. I think I have the great ability to forget things easily. So quickly just move on to the next.
Well, you know what? And it's funny that you say that because one of my favorite shows was Ted Lasso. You have to be like a goldfish, right? Be a goldfish.
100%.
Yeah. All right. What is your go-to karaoke song?
Oh, Whitney Houston, any Whitney Houston.
You can sing Whitney Houston in karaoke?
I can't sing it, but that doesn't stop me from.
That's it. Okay. See, it's that underdog attitude. You got it. You have it in everything.
Doing, and I'm like, just go with it.
And I know that you're a Jersey girl. What is your favorite spot in New Jersey?
Oh, that's tough. Okay, so I'm new to the Jersey Shore because I used to go to the beach in Long Island. So I'm going to say definitely the Jersey Shore, the Seabright area. Every summer, find me. Really?
Colleen, that's my beach. Okay, we're going to the beach. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to hang out. Yes. Yes, I love that. Okay. Colleen, thank you so much. Your story is just so amazing. You have this amazing business, and I think you're definitely someone we can all learn from no matter what part of our career we're at or where we are with building our families. I just thank you so much for everything you're doing. And obviously the website is lawyer.com. And I should mention also on lawyer.com, you have a newsletter that is read by tens of thousands of attorneys. So be sure to, if you're an attorney or just want to see what Colleen has to say, be sure to sign up for that and check that out. Thank you so much, Colleen. I appreciate it. Okay, I will talk to you soon. And that will do it for today's Big Little Stories. Be sure to check us out on Instagram at Big Little Story Show. I'm Ivy Sharmetz. I'll talk to you next time.